The video shows a woman crying over her son's cup, which rolled her mind. What's actually going on in this video? Stay tuned to find out. The cop squad car arrives at a road incident that involves a female. The female is later identified as Sarah Gaines.
My son's cup.
What happened?
My son's cup.
The officer sees a woman crying, so he asks her what happened and if she's alright. The woman, whose name is Sarah, is crying over something, so let's see the video further and what she has to say about it.
It looks gnarly, but I'm sorry.
Do you need a EMS?
The cop asks her if someone needs to see her, so she tells him no. The officer asks whether she needs EMS, to which she responded,
Yeah, it'll be okay.
Okay. Alright. Give me 1 second, okay?
no, it looks gnarly, but I work in the medical field, alright, give me 1 second, okay?
Alright. Give me 1 second, okay? Anybody?
Then the officer moves further and gets to know what the other guy involved in the accident has to say about it. The man responds immediately and says in frustration that he doesn't have to talk about it.
Oh, no, he is. Yeah, this is very
Okay.
much involved. I was sitting here at the red light, and she just come up through there and just nailed me. I was sitting here at the red.
Then a second man walks up and says, I was sitting here at the red light. Just then, he came up through there and hit me. I was inside waiting for the red light to go under. While the woman was talking, I think she said something about how her kids' cups fell under the seat or something.
We got an ambulance on the way, okay?
I just want to go home.
Okay. So tell me a little bit about what happened.
Next, the cop arrives back at the woman and found she's still crying. Next, the officer tells her that he has called an ambulance and asks what happened.
It rolled underneath the brake, and I went to push it down, and I couldn't.
The woman says, I was trying to stop when I pushed it down. The cop then asks her if it's really true that it's rolled under the brake.
So did it roll up under the brake or the accelerator or something like that? I'm just going to have an ambulance come out just to check you out, okay? You know, like I said, you don't have to...
Trouble. It was an accident.
No, right now we're just trying to figure out what happened and make sure that you're okay and that he's okay, all right?
Oh, he's perfect.
The officer then says, I'm going to need you to talk to me, but did it roll up under the stop or the accelerator or something like that? If so, I'll just call an ambulance. We're just trying to figure out what happened and make sure that you and he are both okay right now. The woman then says, he's perfect. The police say they're making sure everyone is safe, and that's your top goal right now.
Do you think you'll be able to drive yours?
I don't think. Looks like
It is
the
kind of
tire's
like that.
leaning in.
Alright. So this is what I'm going to try to do. So we can get it open. If you could just try to pull over here to this, see if you can get it over there for me.
The police officer walks up to another man and asks, do you think you drive your car better? It's fine, so do what I'm doing. So if you could pull just over here and try to get it over there for me in front of you, or just sit in the grass right here, we can open it and then we'll try to get a tow truck to you.
Huh?
She literally knocked. This is where I landed. She come straight up through here.
Oh no, yeah, we can see the fluid from it. Yeah, we can see it.
But the man replies, she literally knocked me down and this is where I fell. She comes straight up through here and we can see the fluid.
Oh yeah.
And I don't have any money. I have a tow truck. Is this drivable?
It's definitely not drivable.
I live just right there.
I don't think you'd make it 10 more feet without something else falling off. It's leaking fluids. We're going to have to get it towed, okay?
The cop says that you can't drive it. I don't think you can make it 10 more feet without something else falling off, your fluids leaking out. We're going to have to get it towed. Well, we'll talk about it and then we'll call a tow company for you. If you want, you can call your own company to come to move it for you, but it needs to be moved and it can't be driven. The woman denies it and says she can't afford it. Next, the officer goes to another man and asks, do you have a tow truck company in mind? If not, we can call one for you, but we always make sure to ask first.
Go home, that's going to be at your request.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's fine. I'm pretty sure insurance company will cover it, but do you have...
I know it's an inconvenience, but that's got to be what happens.
If you get a tow home, it will be at your request, so it's fine. I'm pretty sure your insurance will cover it, but yeah.
We have the power to deem a vehicle not drivable.
I can't hear very
So we have the power to deem a vehicle not drivable, and both of these cars are not drivable right now.
The cop then says, I know it's inconvenient, but that's just how it has to be done. You know, these things just happen, which is why I call them accidents.
What's that for? Okay. Take anything else? Anything over the counter?
It's a good thing though, I can't drive anything and we have the power to say that a car isn't safe to drive, so we say that a car isn't safe to drive.
One more time for
I
me.
have
Lupus
lupus and epilepsy.
and epilepsy.
All right.
Get my
It's,
children.
I don't know if that's going to happen right now. It's going to be up to the sergeant. Just sit right here for me, okay?
The officer then asks if she is on any medications and why is she on Seroquel. The officer is still suspicious, so he asks her again whether she has any medical conditions like lupus or epilepsy. Next, the officer writes down the statements of the woman and shows her what she has already said. Next, the woman explains what happened and the officer convinces her that she made a mistake.
I am going to cite you, all right?
Okay.
It's for driver, due care, due regard.
Driver do what?
Due regard while operating a motor vehicle, okay?
Say that again, because I didn't.
The officer decided to add more charges after consulting with the other officers on the scene. The cop goes back to the woman and says, okay, today is a big deal. Based on what you told me you did this morning, you could go to jail, but I'm letting you go home with your mom now.
But you reached down to grab the cup, and you admitted it that you reached down to grab the cup.
Yeah.
You got to...
Yeah. What does it have to do with the phone?
That's a part of the code section, that you
Oh,
reached
okay.
down into
Okay.
grabbing the cup, okay?
No. What happened was the cup rolled.
Okay, I'm gonna let you go home with your mom. But based on what you told me, the office worker also gives a side check. Okay, I got a fine and now you have to go to code, right? Okay, I'll put it in the margin. I did take Soma and Klonopin. Okay, even if they are your medicines, you can't take them and drive a car. It's too dangerous. At last, she got issued for reckless driving, DUI, and drugs less safe.